Good evening, this is Brent with the Coffee Wire again, and this is the fourth of the beans that we have from ourcoffeebarn.com. Pete at ourcoffeebarn.com just sent us some 4 different varieties of beans, and this is his specialty blend. This is a Mexican, Guatemalan, Brazilian blend, equal parts of those. And I would also say this is probably his lightest blend. Lightest roast that he has, and not by much, but this is probably spot on medium in my opinion. I know there's lots of different opinions on what medium really is, but in my opinion this is right at medium. And you can see in there, if you look real close, there's different sizes of beans in there, which would be correct. There's different beans in there. I hadn't talked to Pete to see whether he blends pre-roast or post-roast. Pete, if you see this, leave a comment on the video. Tell us if you pre-roast or post-roast. There's a lot of big discussion about that. Some beans you can post-roast on, and some beans you can't because of the sizes differences in moisture content and such. They just don't roast well together. So Pete, if you're watching, let us know how you did that, whether you pre or post. Maybe you do some blends one way and some the other, and that's fine. But let's smell this bag here. I smelt it a little while ago. Yeah, and you get a kind of a sweet, smoky flavor with just a touch of a liquor smell in there. And you'll have a liquor smell in a lot of coffee, fresh roasted coffee beans. And it's just one of those flavors, smells, aromas that's in there in most of your beans. The lighter it gets, usually the less you smell, but there is a hint of that in there. But otherwise, sweet and smoky. The cup, let's see how the cup smells. I haven't really smelled it very well. A hint of that smoke in there. Not very much though, just a hint. And maybe just a touch of like a black cherry or something like that. Very, very mild though. Very mild undertone to that. Let's give this a go here. Yeah, you get a little bit of that smoke coming through. It's funny, this bag, we have smelt the smoke in the bag. We smelt the smoke a little bit in the cup, and we taste it a little bit in the coffee itself, and which happens sometimes it doesn't, but in this case the smoke comes all the way through. Touch of sweet there, touch of berry there. Very mild, right down the middle, very good body, a little bit of acid in the back, a little bit of acid on the front. Not overpowering though, just a nice touch of it where you get kind of that acidic citrus, more on the lemony side though, not on an orangey or a pineapple-y side, but more on a lemony. But a very mild, very mild. Very good cup, and you can still taste a little bit of that berry. And then you got a nice, it stays with you all the way through. Pardon me. Very nice. And we get this in blends a lot. I'll say middle of the road. And a lot of times that happens with me because when there's blends, some of the different flavors of the beans cancel each other out in a way where it just is kind of mellow and straight across the board. And a lot of times if you're not wanting to pick up one main thing in a bean, you can do that with a blend. Some people have better palates than I do, and they can taste more aspects of each different bean. But again, this isn't a cupping, so these are roasted for your brewed coffee. We brewed this in a press pot like we would any coffee that we drink every day. So that's what we're getting in the cup of brewed coffee that's roasted for drinking in a cup of coffee. The more I drink of it, though, the more of the front end kind of a little bit of a sweet lemony flavor comes through, and that's the front end acid, and you get just a little hint of that on the back. Very nice body, not too much, not too little. Very good cup of coffee, and I can see why Pete uses this as his signature, because it's a cup that can please about anybody, and he does a fine job with this one. Good job, Pete. Go visit ourcoffeebarn.com and check out some of these Farmer's Morning Blend. That's a signature blend. Farmer's Morning Blend. Pretty good stuff. Have a good evening.